Okay, now we're going to work on how to join pieces, which you all know that you have to score and either add vinegar or slip. So for scoring tools, what I found in my kitchen is I can use a fork, I found a toothpick, and then I also found a skewer, a barbecue skewer. So you're going to find something that you know that you can rake it up. I think the fork is the hardest one to use, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Remember, you need to I textured a piece that I want to add onto my base. You want to really mess it up as much as you can. So I'm just kind of digging my fork in and dragging, and then I'm going to do it along the side of where I want it to join. So I've scored my piece, both pieces, as we always do, using a fork. Now, you can use vinegar. It can be any kind of vinegar, rice vinegar, apple cider vinegar, or it could even be some fancy French vinegar. Any kind of vinegar will be fine. The household cleaning vinegar. Vinegar is vinegar when it comes to joining. The clay's not going to know the flavor differences. Please, before you start getting your hands dirty, take your vinegar and pour a little bit. I just went to my recycle bin and found a little top. Just pour a little bit into a cap so that you have that to use, so you're not getting clay into your mom's cooking supplies. You need to do this before you start working with clay, okay? You should not get clay into things that we eat. It's only dirt, but still you want to keep your food clean. I don't have a brush. I don't have a brush at home, so I can use my finger to apply. I'm just going to dab it on. I'm not going to smear it on. If you smear it on, remember you're going to get rid of your score, so I'm going to dab it on gently and onto the other piece and join as we normally do with pressure. Okay, now if you don't have vinegar, you can make what's called slip. I've got another container here. I've just got some clay that I'm going to, just like you guys do in the classroom, I'm just flattening it. Now my clay is a little bit too wet, but I can flatten it, add a little bit of water. I'm just adding a couple of drops, just a couple of drops. Okay, and I'm just going to massage that clay until it becomes almost liquid on my fingers. Okay, now it's pretty messy, as you can see, so you got to make sure that you have some paper towels, which I do, close by, so I'm not walking around with these kind of hands. Okay, so I'm just going to continually take a little piece of clay, dip it in water, and keep massaging it into a container. So it's going to get messier and messier on my fingers. And the best thing to do really is to make your slip ahead of time before you're ready to make your piece. So if you don't have vinegar, I highly recommend you let a couple of pieces dry out, add a little bit of water, and you'll have your liquid clay. Okay, so you can start to see that my clay is not, there's more on my fingers than there is in here, but my clay is becoming a lot more liquid down here. Okay, so now I am able to use this. Same thing with my fingers. I'm going to take this off again. And I'm just going to apply a little bit to the base of my piece and join it just like vinegar. Now you're going to see it oozes out a little bit. That's okay. Not a big deal. Just smooth it in. Okay, I'm working backwards. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so your hands are going to be messy. Like I said, you want to have paper towels close by, so you can get most of it off before you go and wash your hands at the sink. So you can make slip or use vinegar to join your pieces like we always do. Okay, now you need to maybe smooth out pieces. You can see it's a little bit rough down here. You can use the back of your fingernail to smooth pieces out. You can maybe use a wooden spoon. So you can use the back of a wooden spoon to smooth pieces out. I have this spatula. I don't know if you guys have this kind of a spatula, but the top pulls out. And I have this wooden piece at the bottom that I can also use to help smooth things out. So you're going to have to look to see what tools you have. I'm able to get into corners with this one because it's got a nice sharp edge. So you have to see what tools you have and what your mom will let you use, and dad. Okay, so that's how to join a piece using vinegar or creating your own slip, and what tools you can use to smooth out your pieces.